this video, I at least want some actual car content, so I'm going to try the white TEs on the Safiro first and see what they look like. So here we go. Wow, that actually looks really good. Fit perfect on the front. They're a little bit sunken on the back. They're 10 mil less offset or more offset. I'll pull it out and we'll have a proper look. So let me know what you think of the TEs on the Safiro. The Panasports definitely 100% look better, but it was just good to see what they would look like on the car, something different. The white doesn't look too bad. Black would look good. Stepping back with all three of my cars out the front here together, I have to say I'm pretty blessed to be able to own the cars that I own and, you know, all the previous cars I've had. So yeah, let me know what you think of the current lineup. I don't know if everybody knows, but this is my daily GDI as well over there, so not a bad lineup at the moment. Anyway, let's carry on with the rest of this video. Now, as I said in the last video, I was going to really struggle to get content out as Melbourne's on a bit of a lockdown at the moment, so I can't really go anywhere, go for drives, nothing like that. So one of the ideas was to do a video of my police interactions over the years, which I've had many. As I keep a lot of paperwork. Now, a lot of people said, yes, do it, so I'm gonna add it onto this video. So, while I'm munching on the two best things you can get, Kinders and Malt TV snacks, I will go through all this. So this is 14 years of fines and police interactions. Now, this is not everything. I keep a lot, but you know, some you just pay and you throw it out and that's the end of it. Now, as a car person, this is probably the worst thing you can see when you get home from work in your mailbox. So I've had plenty of these and they actually make your heart sink when you see them. What have I done now? I have one really good one, but I'm going to save that till the end, so it makes you stick around and listen. Careless driving, improper use of motor vehicle, $566. Unregistered vehicle, $777. Now this one, I actually remember. This was in my XE Falcon, and all I did, it's when I did the diff, I drove to the end of my street and back without filling in my Club Rego book, and could you believe it? A cop drove past the end of my street and saw me turning around and coming back in. And I actually got pulled over in my driveway. $777 fine for unregistered vehicle and an EPA for noise because it was too loud. Speeding, 167. Speeding, 239. Speeding, 190. Speeding, 244. Speeding, 149. Speeding, 185. Speeding, 220, speeding, 180, speeding, $450, speeding, $292. What is this one? No. Now this was a real bullshit one, and I think it's in conjunction with this one. I actually I was on my way to South Australia. We're trying to do it in one day. We're going to look at a DR30. We left really early in the morning, so it's about 8-hour drive there, 8 hours back, and we're going to try to do it in one day to look at this car. Plan was to buy it and drive it back. Now, I was driving my friend's car who is a P-plater, and we're alternating so we didn't get tired. And he had his P-plates up. Now, on the way to Adelaide, once you leave Melbourne, you pretty much see no other cars for hours. So I just had on cruise control, like 135, I think I got done at. And can you believe my luck? Coming the other way was a cop car. So it was 35 Ks over. And he even fined me, can you believe it, for having P plates on the car when I'm not a P plater. What an absolute bullshit fine. Anyway, I lost my license for 6 months on the spot then because it was 35 Ks over. So we didn't even make it to Adelaide. I just didn't bother with buying that car because there was no point. And the speeding fine here was $450. $142 speeding fine. Now what's this one? Use of unsafe vehicle. Now these usually come with defects. So in Australia when you get pulled over, they'll usually defect your car if it's modified, and they'll fine you for driving a defected car, which I think is another bit of a bullshit fine. So I've got plenty of those ones. Blah, blah, blah. That's the same thing again. 182, 187. Speeding, 145. This one was in conjunction with, now, I don't know where it is around the rest of the world, but in Victoria you get impounded for breaking traction, whatever. They take your car. I've been impounded twice, and usually three impounds is your 3 strikes and you're out, and they talk about crashing cars and blah, blah, blah. So that's why I've really quietened down with doing stuff on the street, because I'm on strike 3. So I've been impounded twice. Once was the first time was in my 180, my grey one, which is, I'll put a picture here. And the second time was in my white R32 coupe, which I'll also put a picture here. Both taken by the police for 48 hours. Now with that, they usually fine you. You have to pay towing and storage at the impound lot, and also you go to court, which usually results in a loss of license, which did both times for me. So once was $500 fine plus 66 for court and 2 months loss of license. What's this one? Speeding, 167. Now this one, these are impounds. So impound notice, $368 for the tow, $371 for the impound fee, and both times I got impounded, when I picked up the car, they had defect notices on them. So add that in as well. Second impound, $408. What else have I got here? This is actually when I got the R32 impounded, it was a full trifecta: impound, defect, and EPA for noise. So that was a real prick to clear and cost a lot of money to get that car back on the road. This was one I got in the mail. It's just a warning, but it's be advised your vehicle has been the subject of a complaint by the member of the public. States your vehicle driving erratically. Another one straight from the police. I don't even know what this one was for, but it says loss of license for 14 days, so that's not that bad. That's all court stuff. Now, so when you get defected in Victoria, you get these, which we all call canaries. Because of the colour, canary, the bird, yellow, blah, blah, blah. So these get stuck on your window, and you have usually, I haven't had one in a while actually, 14 days I think it is to clear it. It's usually get a roadworthy. Now, speaking of defects, roadworthy. So these are all the defects I've had over my years. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Majority of those are on my 180. That thing got defected every single time I drove the thing. And getting roadworthies was a pain in the ass, which usually means you got to return the car back to stock height, stock exhaust, stock wheels, blah, blah, blah. Then clear it, and then I suppose you just modify it again straight after that. You bolt everything back on. Now I just did, now remember these aren't all the fines that I've had over the years. This is just majority. Now I've added all these up quickly. They came to a total of $6,724.83. I could have bought another car for that much. But anyway, that's not that bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Now, the last one that I'll end with, this one still pisses me off to this day. In a big group of cars, maybe 10, 15 cars, very wet out, and, me a lot younger, being a dickhead, took off at the lights, wheel spin, next gear, wheel spin, blah, blah. And there was a cop behind us, behind the pack. So red and blue lights came on, I pulled. Now we're on a main road, probably 2-3 lanes wide each side, but with nowhere to pull over. So I just pulled into the first side street straight away. I knew what was coming. This is when impounds first came in, so, all right, ready to cop it on the chin. I just had the window down with my license, ready. And the police officer came to the window, didn't say a single word to me, and closed fist right to the face through the window. Shocked the absolute shit out of me. When I sort of came to my senses, I was covered in blood, like all over my clothes, all over the center console, the seat, the carpet, everywhere. He pretty much said to me, I'll bleep out the swearing, but what the fuck do you think you're doing? You're a fucking idiot, blah, 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 blah. He walked back to his car and came back with paper towels and told me to clean myself up. He then went back to his car again, and he came back and just told me to leave, and he doesn't want to see me around here ever again. Now, I went with a few mates straight to the police station, covered in blood. Went to report it. I had the guy's name, the rego, the cop car, the location, the time, even because everyone else stopped in my pack of cars to obviously wait for me, because everyone assumed it was going to be an impound. A lot of people saw exactly what happened. Everyone made statements saying exactly what happened. We knew who it was. Internal police or whatever it is, internal affairs, I don't know. The police that investigate police, which is a load of bullshit, came to my house. They wanted to look at that car. I wasn't allowed to touch the inside of that car. In the daylight, there was blood on the windscreen, blood all over the roof lining, blood everywhere. They took my clothes. They took because we took pictures straight away of everything. They took everything. About 2-3 months later, I got a letter in the mail. I have it here somewhere. I will try and find it. One sec. I'll just cover some names here. Alright, it's got a lot of names on it. It's got his name and everything still. Clenched fist in the face resulting in the victim sustaining blood nose, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, their findings were, with the available evidence, conflicting evidence and evidence lost. So they couldn't find my clothes after all that they took. They mysteriously went missing. And all the pictures from that night disappeared. So in other words, nothing happened. Nothing happened. This police officer, I'm not going to say his name, he's probably still a cop. Like, what a load of shit. And when they interviewed me, they told me, so it's got here conflicting stories, which they said his version of events was that he pulled me over, and when he came to the window, I already had I was already covered in blood. So I was just driving around like it was fucking Halloween. And, that he did his job, he breath tested me and blah, 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 blah. I said, well, where's the breath test result? Where's the dash cam stuff? Nothing. Of course, nothing. So nothing ever happened to that. So, yeah, so anyway, after that day, I don't know, I'm very wary of police. I don't really cooperate when they, if I ever get pulled over. It might be a bit of a prick of a thing, but I don't know, that's what that event did, is just made me lose respect for, I know it sounds bad, but just all police in general. So every time I get pulled over, I just don't really give a much, just whatever, do what the fuck you want to do. Let me get out of here. Anyway, I'm not sure if that was the most interesting of stories, but I haven't had a fine in, I reckon, 5 years. So I've been pretty good. Haven't been defected in a long time. That's kind of another reason I got rid of the XE. I thought if I get pulled over in that car, you know, engine swap, exhaust dump to the diff, filter out the bonnet, you know, I will. It's one of those cars that if you get EPA'd or defected in Victoria, like, would be the biggest hassle trying to get that car back on the road. So I thought while I've had my time in that car and while I'm ahead and the car's still driving and going and no dramas, just get rid of it. So I know a lot of people were pissed that I sold the Falcon, like got a lot of shit saying, I can't believe you sold the Falcon to get an Evo. Now, I didn't sell the Falcon to get an Evo. I didn't even know that car existed when I sold the Falcon. I sold the Falcon, I didn't have a car I was going to get. I just sold it and I happened to come across the Evo. So everybody relax, I didn't sell the Falcon to get an Evo. Calm down. Anyway, let me know what you think of this style of video. I might do the one on the Hot Wheels and stuff next, so we'll see how we go. Anyway, see you next time.